SEDIMA activates relief mechanism for countries affected by Hurricane Beryl. Come clean with the voters list. PNCR tells GECOM peaceful picket held outside the electoral body. Small Miners Association chair speaks out against increasing gold smuggling. And we must re-examine and not repeat the mistakes of 2020, says new AFC leader Nigel Hughes. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Wednesday, July 3 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. We begin with a devastating story that's happening across the region. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency has activated its regional response system and is prepared to provide assistance as Hurricane Beryl is wreaking havoc on islands in the Eastern Caribbean. This opening story from Tiana Cole.
The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDIMA, on Wednesday held a press briefing to update the region on the impact of Hurricane Beryl on the participating states and coordination and response mechanisms in place. Executive Director of SEDIMA, Elizabeth Riley, said the states currently under threat from Hurricane Beryl are Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Haiti, and potentially Belize. Riley said SEDIMA has been in discussion with Jamaica to operationalize a response in the event the entire population is affected. The CARICOM Disaster Relief Unit and appropriate sort support will be available, Riley noted.
Bahamas has also placed teams on standby for support to Jamaica as well, and they are in the northwestern sub-region. And we do have an arrangement with the international militaries that support our regional response mechanism.
The Regional Coordination Plan has been activated by SEDIMA, a coordinating unit, and on Tuesday, the heads of CARICOM government convened an emergency session to discuss and establish plans to provide support to their affected neighbors.
We have deployed a CARICOM emergency telecommunications team to St. Vincent and the Grenadines with telecommunications supplies, which include mobile communication systems comprising laptops, power supplies, Starlink satellite internet service, as well as solar power generators so that these can function independently. And a similar deployment will be made to Grenada.
Additionally, a rapid needs assessment team was deployed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Tuesday, which was facilitated by the Guyana Defense Force GDF aircraft. There are also a number of regional institutions supporting the rapid needs assessment.
For St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the government has expressed a preference for cash donations. They are mindful that there are items that are currently on the way, and of course these will be accepted.
Similarly, the government of Grenada has announced that it will also be accepting cash contributions. The government has released a need list and will only take donations for items listed. Riley added that there has been no request so far from Grenada or St. Vincent for medical support. She said even though the two countries were impacted, their respective healthcare systems remain operational. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. On our local shores, come clean with the voters list. That's essentially what the People's National Congress reform is once again asking of the Guyana Elections Commission. Here is more.
Claudet sing! Must go! Claudet sing! Must go! Claudet sing! Must go! A clean voters list? Biometrics.
Those were the sentiments that echoed outside the Guyana Elections Commission on Tuesday by a handful of protesters, mainly from the main opposition PNCR, as the party intensifies calls for the voters' list to be sanitized before the 2025 general and regional elections.
There were a number of recommendations from the ABC countries Carter Center, which is being implemented by GECOM. GECOM must speak, and they must speak now. We, the people, demand answers from GECOM.
GECOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward is already on record as saying that during the first cycle of continuous registration, over 9,000 new registrants have already been recorded by GECOM. The PNCR, however, believes that the current list of electors is padded.
It's just we demand a clean voters list. I think it's padded up with still dead persons and, persons who are not in the country as well. And so something needs to be done urgently, quickly, so that we can, get on with the elections sooner rather than later.
Opposition Member of Parliament Nima Flu-Bess echoed the call by Leader of the Opposition, Aubrey Norton, for the PPP-led government to implement biometrics and electronic voting machines, which would enhance transparency and accountability.
Continue to make that call because we know it is important for Guyanese to have a good election, a clean election. So I'm out here today with my comrades as we continue to raise our voices that there is need for a clean voters list and the use of biometrics in the next upcoming regional and general elections.
The Guyana Elections Commission has already said that each registration must be scrutinized by the main political parties. The reason for only in-person registration.
The list has been expired since 2020. Now it's 2024, 4 years after. And up to now, we can't have a clean voters list. We're calling for a new house-to-house registration with a clean voters list. So the election, we call anytime we have a clean voters list.
The electoral body added that it conducts due diligence checks for double registrations by cross-matching the fingerprints of all applicants for registration. But the PNCR believes that the list in its vulnerable state is prime for voter manipulation. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Over in the AFC, newly elected leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, has promised to rewrite the political wrongs of 2020 as the party is in preparation mode for general and regional elections 2025. More from Antonio Day.
As the Alliance for Change in its preparatory mode for the upcoming 2025 general and regional elections, the party's newly elected leader, Nigel Hughes, has already answered a burning question, one of collating with the Partnership for National Unity, also known as APNU.
I know a lot of people are going to ask you where you stand on coalition, and I will say to you, this is not the time to talk about coalition.
Notably, the APNU AFC contested the 2015 and 2020 general and regional elections as a coalition government. Hughes told supporters attending the party's National Congress over the weekend that if this should happen in 2025, both parties have to develop a different perspective towards governance.
We have to understand what coalition involves so we don't put ourselves back in the same position we were in 2020. We have to acknowledge when we have done wrong. We have to acknowledge when we could have taken a different path.
The attorney said that the 2020 general elections should be an eye-opener and the party must develop strategies that would result in a landslide victory at the polls. The AFC leader stressed the importance of maintaining unity and rigidity in his party in order to vanquish the ruling People's Progressive Party in 2025.
I am confident that this party will rise bigger than it has ever been before. We will go into every single house. So there will no longer be PPP strongholds that are off limits. We are going into all of these strongholds.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Precision's light intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you are 18 years or over by June 30, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person whose information on the PLE is incorrect can apply for such information to be changed or corrected. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the relevant original source document: birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption or naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of those transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, July 15, 2024. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice fill pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. Amid the continuous proliferation of gold smuggling locally, Chairman of the Small Miners Association, David Daniels, said he's against anyone who single-handedly cheats the state of revenues from the natural resources. Antonio Day tells us more.
This past weekend, the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association, known as the GGDMA, called on the government to be proactive in its fight against gold smuggling and begin by curbing these illegal activities among regulators and civil servants. Chairman of the Small Miners Association, David Daniels, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, said that while gold smuggling has been ongoing for many years, the issue continues to create a bad outlook for the industry.
And that is something that we're totally against, because if somebody is smuggling gold out of the country, they're robbing Guyana of its revenue. And our association joins in solidarity with the other association and the government in ensuring that those perpetrators are brought to justice.
The chairman was happy to say that the association's membership does not have the financial capacity to hoard, launder, or smuggle gold out of Guyana.
And because the production is very important and the selling of their production to the gold board is very important, or to legal traders, that we don't have the capacity to hold. The small miners doesn't have the capacity to hold or smuggle gold out of the country.
Asked whether the issue of gold smuggling has adverse effects on small miners, Daniels made this clear.
That the ambits of this illegality of any gold smuggling out of the country, whichever border there is that doesn't affect us directly. What it affects is a national economy.
The chairman of the Small Miners Association also made recommendations to counter the issue of gold smuggling.
They tighten our borders, they tighten our airport screening of who is traveling out of our country, whatever package, whatever system those perpetrators use to deprive Guyana of our resources. Put those systems in place. Work with other international agencies and get the information, the relevant information.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Guyana Fire Service has launched an investigation into allegations of unprofessional conduct by its ranks during the tragic bush lot fire incident. This story from Carice Gonzalez.
Fire Chief Acting Gregory Wickham announced on Wednesday that an investigation has been initiated following concerns about the Guyana Fire Service's handling of the fire at Bushlet Berbice, which occurred on Monday. This incident resulted in the tragic loss of life and the destruction of 3 buildings. In a press statement from the Guyana Fire Service on Wednesday, Acting Fire Chief Gregory Wickham condemned any form of delinquency or unprofessional behavior exhibited by fire service personnel. Quote, "It has been brought to the service's attention that ranks acted in an unprofessional manner during a major firefighting operation at Bushlot, West Coast Berbice on Monday. An investigation into the matter has been launched, and once completed, defaulters will be sanctioned accordingly," end quote, the fire chief said. The statement, however, reaffirmed the fire service's dedication to safeguarding life and property from fire hazards, pledging to deliver reliable service to all who depend on it. Carl Passad of Lot 16 Bushlot, West Coast Berbice, died following a fire of unknown origin that broke out at his home approximately 5:45 p.m. on Monday, as confirmed by Subdivision Officer Ewart Kesney. Passad was a lone occupant of the upper flat of a building. The bottom flat housed an Alico and Nafico insurance company. Witnesses reported seeing Passad attempting to signal for help through his bedroom window as fire rapidly spread. In providing an update to this newscast, Subdivision Officer Ewart Kesney noted that investigations into the cause of the fire are ongoing. Kesney emphasized, though, that the importance of not rushing the investigation is to avoid inaccurate conclusions. The Guyana Fire Service on Bawak Station saw assistance from the New Amsterdam and Mahaica fire stations, and despite the collaborative efforts of the fire stations, the affected properties suffered significant losses. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Following the withdrawal of 2 front-runners for leadership of the People's National Congress reform, re-elected leader of the party, Aubrey Norton, says he will continue to engage the 2 members since it is in the best interest of the party and the country as a whole. Daisy Richards reports.
Re-elected leader of the People's National Congress reform, Aubrey Norton, following the withdrawal of Amanzo Walton Zir and Royce Ilford from the race for the party's top post, said he intends to engage the members, which is in the best interest of the party.
Now, the 2 persons that have pulled out are two members of parliament. It follows, therefore, that I'm still the leader of the opposition and will be the leader of the opposition, and therefore I have to engage them and work with them. At the party level, I've made it clear that I will use an interlocutor.
Norton said he is optimistic that the engagements will be fruitful since every member of the party is working towards the same goals.
For us in this party, everybody is important. You don't win an election just like that. You have to mobilize all the forces working together to achieve your objective.
He, however, said in order for him to co-opt Walton, Zir, and Ford for the central executive of the PNCR, he has to have the agreement of the party.
The leader can identify 5 and the central executive identify another 5. What I have been doing since I'm leader is engaging the central executive, so even the 5 that the leader would have co-opted had the agreement of the party.
Walton, Zir, and Ford withdrew a day before the PNCR's 22nd Biennial Congress opened, citing several reasons for their withdrawal, and as such, left Aubrey Norton unopposed for the party's top leadership position. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
From the genesis of footwear comfort, Colors Boutique comes their back-to-school footwear, featuring brands like Skechers, Everlast.
Visit us at 70E Robb Street or opposite 2J Store on Regent Street, Georgetown, or call 225-3010.
Puma, Ocean Pacific, Image brand footwear from as low as $1,000. LRX, Nike, Reebok, Clarks, and more. Sizes ranging from infant to adults. We also have spray ground backpacks. Free giveaways until stocks last. Buy one and get the other pair at half price on selected brands. Colors Boutique, the leaders in footwear comfort.
The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you became 18 years or over by June 30th, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Monday, 15 July 2024 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829, 226-65578 or 9, 223-9650, or visit our website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah. What a catch, what a catch, you know we love it. What a catch, first it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. We will tell you now that 3 months after the Constitution Reform Commission was constituted by President Irfan Ali, the commission is yet to convene. More from Tiana Cole.
The Constitutional Reform Commission, which is a statutory commission and was appointed by President Irfan Ali on April 3, appointed 17 members to the commission, while 3 more were appointed on May 28. And since then, the commission is still to convene its first meeting. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anand Nandlal, who is a member of the commission during his weekly program Issues in the News, said that now that the seat of the commission is in place, a meeting will likely convene soon.
I am a member of the commission. The commission has a chairman, and the commission will determine when it will sit and will regulate its business.
The AG, however, pointed out that the construction works on the building that will house the commission is ongoing.
So, I would expect that very early, a meeting of the commission will be summoned by its chairman, and it will begin to organize its work agenda.
The Constitutional Reform Bill was passed in the National Assembly on November 7, 2022, and the expectation had been that the government would move swiftly to begin the process. The bill provides for the President, acting by deliberate judgment, to appoint a chair of the Commission, while the Commission is entitled to elect its deputy chairperson. The Commission is expected to hold public hearings on constitutional reform countrywide. The 12-member body is chaired by Justice Carl Singh and includes representatives from the government, opposition, coalition of political parties, the National Tushao Council, the private sector, the legal fraternity, the Bar Association, women's organization, youth and religious organizations. Tianako reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
As the regional leg of the Miss Guyana Culture Queen 2024 approaches, Shaquana Holder, Guyana's reigning culture queen, sat down with Nightly News and shared valuable insight into her journey as well as preparation for the highly contested pageant. The story from Daisy Richards.
Shaquana Holder, who is no stranger to pageantry, was crowned Miss Guyana Culture Queen 2024 on the 22nd of June. The pageant queen, who has contested in 6 pageants to date, said her interest in pageantry started at a tender age.
It actually started when I was in, I think that's play school. I did my first fashion show there, and it has been my hobby, something that I love doing ever since then.
Holder, who has always had an interest in representing Guyana on the international stage, says that the Miss Guyana Culture Queen pageant allows her to share her country's culture and diverse nature. Modeling began as a hobby for this pageant queen, but now is something she has major interest in.
My aspiration to represent my country was my motivation. For a number of years, I thought about being able to do things that nobody from my family did. So that was my drive, to do something that has never been done in my family or my community.
The business management student says the journey to the crown was not the easiest due to her having to put aside her personal life and learning to manage school, work, and pageantry. But using the women in her family as role models, she powered through.
The women in my family, because they are determined. Whatever they put their mind to, they achieve, whether it's, within the time frame or longer than that.
Shaquana, who will represent Guyana on the regional stage of the Miss Caribbean Culture Queen pageant in Nevis, is ecstatic but feels like there is a weight on her shoulders following Shemaina Peroon, who returned with the crown in 2023.
We did bring back home the crown last year, and I know that the entire Guyana is counting on me to do so, and I would expect their support and their love, and I do believe that I am capable of bringing back the crown.
She added that she has plans to do bigger things in the pageantry world following the Miss Caribbean Culture Queen pageant. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. Stay tuned for your regional news.
The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you became 18 years or over by June 30th, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted a preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. All GECOM registration offices will be open Mondays to Fridays from 8 hours to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 hours to 14 hours. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829, 226-65578 or 9, 223-9650, or visit our website at www.gecom.org.gy.
For the advancement of sports countrywide, $4.6 billion is being invested to provide the environment athletes required to compete at the highest level. This, among other developments, is being supported by oil and gas revenue.
Calling all small to large scale businesses, the International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you are 18 years or over by June 30, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone you believe does not qualify for inclusion. Objections aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, the 22nd of July, 2024. For more information, contact GECOM on 225-027829 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. Hurricane Beryl is headed towards Jamaica as a Category 4 storm after weaving a path of destruction across several southeast Caribbean islands. The National Hurricane Center, NHC, said Wednesday morning that Beryl is forecast to move rapidly across the central Caribbean Sea and pass near or over Jamaica later today. It warns that hurricane conditions are expected to reach the coast of Jamaica around midday, and that strong winds starting in the morning will make outside preparations difficult. Beryl, with its maximum sustained wind near 145 miles per hour, remains dangerous despite being downgraded from a Category 5 on Tuesday. It killed at least 6 people, slashed power, destroyed buildings, and blocked roads as it tore through Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The NHC warns that Beryl could dump 4 to 8 inches and in some places as much as a foot of rain across Jamaica through Wednesday evening, and that storm surge could raise water levels by up to 9 feet above normal tide levels. All 3 of the Jamaican's international airports are closed on Wednesday, and officials say the island's electricity and water service will likely be shut off as a precaution to prevent fires and protect equipment. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declared a quote-unquote major disaster area and implemented an island-wide curfew from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time, based on what he called strength path and potential threat posed by Beryl. Quote unquote. This is to ensure the safety of everyone during the passage of the storm and prevent any movement with the intent to carry out criminal activity, Holness said in an Instagram video. The NHC has a hurricane warning in place for Jamaica and all 3 of Cayman Islands, where the center of the storm is expected to pass late Wednesday or early Thursday before moving over to Mexico. The Biden administration remains open to dialogue with the Venezuelan government, U.S. officials said after President Nicolas Maduro said he had agreed to restart direct talks just weeks ahead of the July 28th presidential election in Venezuela. The officials said the U.S. had previously indicated it welcomed the decision in good faith, but they stopped short of confirming Maduro's statement late on Monday that a meeting was now scheduled in coming days. The socialist president is seeking a third term in office, while Washington has expressed concern about whether he will make good on his promises to hold a free and fair election. Western governments dismissed his 2018 re-election as a sham. Maduro is now pitted against Edmundo Gonzalez, a veteran ex-diplomat who was named the main opposition candidate after primary winner Maria Corina Machado had a ban on holding office upheld by the Supreme Court, a move condemned by U.S. at the time. Machado has since given Gonzalez her backing, and he has built a large lead over Maduro in opinion polls. The U.S. reimposed oil sanctions on OPEC member Venezuela in mid-April, accusing Maduro of not fully complying with electoral guarantees he made in deals with the opposition. Maduro said in a television program that he had accepted Washington's proposal to restart talks with the U.S. to comply with the agreements signed in Qatar and to re-establish the terms of the dialogue with respect. Brazilian police said on Tuesday they broke up an organization that allegedly laundered $5.5 billion in money derived from selling cocaine to Mexican cartels and other markets. Federal police said the gang laundered money earned by Brazilian traffickers who smuggled cocaine from Bolivia and Colombia to Central America by plane and other routes, including Europe. The proceeds were laundered in Brazil by investing in real estate companies and the purchase of 240 luxury cars, a police investigators involved in the operation said. Police seized 35 cars and 12 planes, including an executive jet worth $40 million. The operation involved search and seizure warrants in 7 Brazilian states. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
SEDIMA activates relief mechanism for countries affected by Hurricane Beryl. Come clean with voters list, PNCR tells GECOM. Peaceful picket held outside GECOM. Small Miners Association chair speaks out against increasing gold smuggling. And we must re-examine and not repeat the mistakes of 2020, says New FC leader Nigel Hughes. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.